Welcome back. We're here with Manitoba beef producers tonight and celebrating Canadian ingredients. Adriana Finley is here with us. So we've done our whiskey maple T-bone steak, and now we're kind of moving into the comfort zone of celebrating Canadian ingredients with a homemade, you say it so much better than I do.
Tourtière.
All right.
So it's essentially a meat pie. It originates in Quebec, and it's in the Francophone community. It's a celebration meal. So around Christmas or New Year's, it's something that is special, and people really enjoy, that moment to cut into it and enjoy it.
But you don't have to wait till, Christmas or New Year's to have it. You
No.
can make it tomorrow.
No.
Every day's a celebration.
Yes, I've tested the recipe plenty of times now, and it really works, and it's perfect to try it anytime.
So good.
Okay, so you start off with some ground beef. I'm using ground sirloin. So this variety of ground meat is found in my the meat counter, and it's from a sirloin cut.
Okay.
So I'm using that as well as with a ground pork, which is traditionally how this recipe is prepared.
Right.
So in here I have some celery, some onions, and some garlic, and we just have it in our Dutch oven, which is just a heavy set pot with a heavy lid, and we're just breaking it up into small pieces.
And thank you again, Peak of the Market. We have Peak of the Market local onions, of course.
That's right.
And potato, which we'll get to in just a minute.
And red potato is in this dish as well. Yeah. So we can start by adding our seasonings here. Okay. So I have some salt and pepper, so some nice simple flavors. We have some thyme and sage. So these are, they pair very well with the meat as well as with the red potato. These flavors really work well together.
And then a couple of I guess I was a bit surprised. So you've is it cinnamon?
Yes.
And clove. Cinnamon,
clove, and nutmeg.
Okay.
And so these are the three ingredients that are very traditional in the Manitoban Francophone community. This you'll find around special times of year, like festival, or if you go to a restaurant that serves tourtière, this is you'll find this blend.
And it kind of it sweetens it up a little bit.
It's the first time I've never had this meal before until I made it, and I was a little unsure of the cinnamon with the beef, but I'll tell you, it's so good.
It works.
Oh my gosh, you keep wanting to eat more.
Okay, well, and I mean, really, this show is all about discovery, so it's interesting to hear about even our food experts are continuously discovering new ways to, work with their products. So,
yeah.
All right.
So this gets a lid put on it. Oh, sorry, there's also beef stock, so that's an important ingredient. So some beef stock goes in there. And on a low simmer, we'll just cover it with the lid, and that simmers until most of the liquid is gone, and it's around 2 hours.
It's a little while, yeah.
It is a comfort food meal. Like you want a little bit of time to make it.
Fair enough.
So we'll go ahead and assemble. Okay. So we have the red potatoes.
Now, shall I mix this with, because we've got some parsley here, right?
This is just fresh parsley.
Okay.
So that just gets mixed in there. And I have here some of our ground meat mixture that has already come off the stove.
Yeah.
So what we're doing is mixing the mashed red potatoes with the ground meat and kind of binding everything together.
So I don't need to go too crazy on that.
No.
Okay. It looks like it's neat with the parsley in there. It looks interesting.
Yeah, it gives it a bit of color, right? Which is really nice. And I've kept the skin on the red potato to also add a little bit more color.
Red and green, there's your Christmas dish.
Yeah,
right
there you go. So this just gets incorporated a bit, and then this just goes directly into our pie dish.
Now, as far as the crust goes, we could just kind of touch on that here.
Sure.
So you can, I guess, make your own if you're feeling super ambitious?
Absolutely, yeah. It's a double crust pie dough, so you can make your own or take some help from the store. I've made my own before, but I am using the store-bought for simplicity's sake, and it does work quite well.
You poked some holes in there too.
I've poked some holes just for venting, and you can blind bake this. That's optional as well, which means that you would put this into your oven with a parchment or something to cover it so that you can cook the crust but not brown it.
Blind bake?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm just going to get this in here.
Yum. Thinking back to when you said you just couldn't stop eating it.
Oh, you can't stop eating? It's actually crazy.
That's a good quality in a food, I'd say.
I say so too.
If that's where things end up, not bad.
So it's really beautiful that it kind of mounds up here.
Okay.
So you can see that we're working with 1 pound of ground sirloin, and we have half a pound of the ground pork. So it's a nice amount.
Why don't I take that for you, and then you get started on the top there.
So we're using another shell. So this is again kind of the double shell. Pass that to you. So all you need to do here is we'll do a little bit of crimping. So
Start swearing. That's kind of what I do typically when I start put the top on.
Grab a fork, kind of give it a bit of a crimp around the top.
Okay.
And then what we'll do is do a little bit of an egg wash to give it a really beautiful brown color.
And again, a local product, Countryside Farms Vita Eggs. And that's kind of that. Okay, so when it bakes up, it looks absolutely beautiful and tastes even better, according to Adriana. So we're looking forward to trying that. When we come back, we carry on with celebrating Canadian ingredients. We're going to do a poutine topped with pulled beef here on Great Tastes of Manitoba.
You're watching Great Tastes of Manitoba, brought to you in part by GreatTastesMB.ca. Local farms, local foods.